Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad ADLI bin ROSDI and my groupmate is Muhammad Afiq bin Suhaimi. Today we are going to present about Kafalah. Definition of Al-Kafalah. The words Kafalah come from the Arabic word Kafalah, which signifies junction, joining, combination, responsibility or suretyship. Kafalah implies guarantee, bail, surety, responsibility, and sureship in Arabic. In other words, kafalah refers to the act of attaching one duty to another in the context of claiming settlement. Technically, kafalah refers to an assurance or guarantee issued by a guarantor to a creditor on behalf of the major debtor to ensure that the debtor would be able to fulfill his commitment, such as paying debt. In kafalah, a person adds himself to another person and makes himself accountable for any claim that may come from this duty, together with the individuals. However, the kafalah contract is divided into two types: al-kafalah bi al-nafs, which relates to the guarantee and individuals, and al-kafalah bi al-mal, which focus on the guarantee of property, usually which forbidden when a creditor charge the debtor an extra sum. A guarantor who does not provide any debt is likewise barred from charging the debtor. Furthermore, there are a few Islamic banks that provide al-kafalah to their customer: Bank Islam, Maybank Islamic, RHB Bank, and Afiq Islamic Bank, and a few examples. Pillars of al-kafalah. The first one is the contract of kafalah has two pillars. According to the Hanafi school of fiqh, there are the guarantor offer and the creditor acceptance. On the other hand, the majority of fiqh schools believe in four pillars, which are as follow: guarantor, al-kafi. A person who gives the guarantee is also called surety. The guarantor who agrees to take the responsibility or be responsible for another person's liability, especially paying for his debt. The second one is creditor. A creditor to whom the guarantee is given. The beneficiary is a creditor or a party who has the right to claim the liability from the guarantee party or the guarantor. The third one is principal debtor, a person in respect of whose default the guarantee is given. The fourth is guarantor, the claim itself made by the creditor, whether it relate to the person or the property. Next is ijab and kabul. A kafalah contract shall be entered by an offer and acceptance between the guarantor and the beneficiary. Type of al-kafalah. Anyone who agree with the notion can use al-kafalah terminology. Al-kafalah is divided into five categories: al-kafalah bi al-nafs, al-kafalah bil mal, al-kafalah bitaslim, al-kafalah al-munjazah, and al-kafalah al-mu'allaqah. All five variety of al-kafalah are as follow. The first one is al-kafalah bi al-nafs. A contract containing akad between debtor and guarantor is known as al-kafalah bil al-nafs. As example, suppose a debtor borrowed money from Bank Islam and was unable to repay the loan. As a result, the borrower can seek assistance from the guarantor to guarantee him to Bank Islam, and this person can be anyone he trusts. The guarantee is solely responsible for ensuring that the principal debtor can appear in court and the guarantor is not legally obligated to satisfy all debts incurred by the principal debtor. The second one is Al-Kafalah bil Mal. It is a guarantee for debt payment provided by the guarantor in this context. For example, if a principal debtor dies within the term of agreement between the creditor, the guarantor is obligated to cover all outstanding obligations as a result of the guarantee signed between the two parties. Furthermore, the creditor has the authority to choose whether repayment should be given to the guarantor or the principal debtor. The third one is Al-Kafalah bit Taslim. Al-Kafalah bit Taslim are used for guarantee in leasing contract between principal debtor and the creditor. The guarantee can be applied by the creditors such as bank with the help of the lessors to ensure that the principal debtor is able to settle all his debt. The guarantee can be described in many ways, such as deposit from the principal. This is because the deposit can be used as a fee for the bank and guarantee of the principal debtor to settle this payment within the time period agreed. For example, a bank will demand for a deposit if the principal debtor agree for the leasing contract such as landlord or even a car. Next is Al-Kafalah Al-Munjazah. Al-Kafalah Al-Munjazah can be characterized as an absolute assurance with no time restriction for fulfillment. The major debtor might be assured to pay his obligation to the third party with the assistance of creditor. For example, the bank will assist their principal debtor by guaranteeing that he or she will be able to settle all payment owed to the third party. However, as previously stated, Al-Kafalah Al-Munjazah do not have a specific due date for the bank to guarantee the principal debtor. Last one is Al-Kafalah Al-Mu'allaqah. In terms of Al-Kafalah Al-Mu'allaqah, it is the inverse of Al-Kafalah Al-Munjazah, where there is a defined length of time for the guarantee of the primary debtor. The creditor will notify the major debtor of the length of time the service for the guarantee will be kept. For example, the bank promised to guarantee the principal debtor works project and tender purpose for 5 months. The advantage of Al-Kafalah. For creditor, could evidence the loan repayment and ensure that the creditor can reclaim his money back by claim the repayment from the guarantor in case the debtor default of his payment, and allow the creditor to call upon either the debtor or the guarantor to carry out the commitment, and order from one will not affect his right to go after the offer if the obligation is not fulfilled. For debtor, reduce and outspread his risk because the guarantor is on his side, unite his debt to the creditor, and can persuade the creditor to lend him the money because he has somebody on his side as a guarantor for the payment. Nobody will easily lend him any amount of money if he does not have anybody that can take the responsibility on behalf of him in case of default.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhamad Afiq bin Suhaimi, and today I would like to continue about Al-Kafalah. I will start with effect of Al-Kafalah. Once Al-Kafalah conditions are agreed upon, it is obvious that it will be effected by the guarantor Al-Kafil, creditor Al-Makfulah, and major debtor Al-Makful an. When the legitimate kafalah terms agreed is established and executed, it gives the creditor the legal authority to demand the debt from the guarantor as it relates to the agreement. However, the principal debtor is still not debt free. This is because the guarantor undertakes to pay the principal debtor's obligation on his behalf. Furthermore, a creditor has the option of requesting debt repayment from either the guarantor or the main debt, despite the fact that the guarantor has agreed to be accountable for the primary debtor's obligation. The bank will select who receive payment. To illustrate, if an individual signs an al-kafalah concept under Bank Islam with the assistance of a friend as a guarantor, Bank Islam has the right to choose whom to payment should be collected from in order to settle all outstanding debt. Al-kafalah is non-payment based system in which the guarantor assists the principal debtor without any payment and without any legal chance. Nonetheless, the guarantor is entitled to any possible remuneration in exchange for his assistance to the principal debtor. However, the demand can only be made against the principal debtor, not the creditor. This is due to the fact that the guarantor's services are solely for the benefit of the principal debtor. As a result, the guarantor can charge the principal debtor a service fee for the duration of his service. Next is condition of al-kafalah. The validation contract of al-kafalah must to be fulfill the requirement needed unless the contract is not accepted. First is guarantor. Guarantor must have a complete legal capacity and capability. There does not have any limit to the number of people that can be a guarantor for the debtor. Willing to be a guarantor and not be forced by other people. The guarantor is not allowed to withdraw after the loan agreement has been sealed or after the money has been given to the debtor. Second is creditor. The creditor must be known by the guarantor and all parties. He has the right or entitled to claim the debt from the debtor or the guarantor. Have a right to discharge the guarantor from his obligation. However, the debtor still need to settle his debt. The creditor is also authorized to relieve the debtor from his obligation, and in this event, the guarantor is no longer required to settle the debt for the debtor. Thirdly is guaranteed object or asset. The object must be an established liability, and object or of financial guarantee must be possible to collect from the guarantor. Next is application of al-kafalah in Malaysia. In international commerce and finance, kafalah plays a crucial role in promoting cross-border trade by requiring the bank to act as a payment guarantee in international trade transaction using the idea of kafalah. Islamic banks can provide bank guarantees, standby letters of credit, and shipping guarantees. This application takes the form of letters of assurance. The guarantee facility is issued not just by Islamic banks in Malaysia but also by financial entities such as Cagamas SRP Berhad and Credit Guarantee Corporation Berhad. Letter of Guarantee or LG. Principle of kafalah has been used in guarantee facilities as a basis in instructing the letter of guarantee. Guarantee Facilities refer to the contract or assurance made by Islamic banks to the third parties. Customer will fulfill his or her obligation toward the respected party. In this assurance, banks agrees to assume the liability of its customer, and in the case of default or breaching of contract as agreed between customer and the third party. The issuance of letter of guarantee usually subject to various terms and conditions. A common practice is that the bank would require customer to cover fully or at least partially value of the letter of guarantee. For the conclusion, al-kafalah is a notion in which the debtor has his own guarantor who will back him up if there is a default. Furthermore, with the guarantee, the debtor can pursue the creditor to lend the debtor some money. Furthermore, this notion can protect the creditor from losing the entire amount lent if the debtor fails to make payment. Al-Kafalah also trains the debtor and guarantor to be accountable for their contractual obligation. There are 5 types of Al-Kafalah: Al-Kafalah bil-Annas, Al-Kafalah bil-Mal, Al-Kafalah bil-Taslim, Al-Kafalah al-Munjazah, and Al-Kafalah al-Mu'allakah. Every type has different meaning and every type can be used for different situations. Last but not least, this concept has been used at many Islamic banks and it is now wrong the religion. I think that's all from me. Thank you.